Right. For the sake of time, let us jump in, and whoever joins, they can catch on with us in a few minutes here. Uh, I guess Happy New Year. Sounds really weird to say that because we're almost in February, but haven't really had a chance to connect with the Midwest crew. The Midwest chapter board and I had a chance to um, conduct our board meeting a couple weeks ago, and we thought it was important to kick off a quick call in January just to level set on our chapter's plans for the first quarter of the year. Really talk about some of the things we have going on from a Chicago planning process standpoint, and then talk a little bit about a few events that are coming up, especially an opportunity for us to support one of our members to go out there to Pittsburgh. So I think you saw when you registered for our chapter call today. We'll keep it pretty light on the agenda. Just want to roll through first quarter objectives. So Chris will take that on. I want to give everyone a quick update on our two chair positions, of which one is here. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for making it on. What they've got going on, as well as an opportunity for us to fill a public policy chair, something we've been striving to do over the last couple of years, but I think we have a good plan in place to have that position filled at some point this calendar year. Noah will kick over to the Future of Commute Summit happening in Pittsburgh. We'll chat a little bit about the Chicago planning process, of which many of you are on the committee. Thank you. And then I will turn it over to Amanda. Thank you for being on with us to just share a couple ACT national updates. Before I do that, just to quickly go around the room, we all know each other. I figure we can ice break real quick by just saying where their next vacation spot is going to be. And I'm only doing that because I know Chris has been showing off that he booked a pretty awesome vacation in 2 months. So I'll go first. Kevin Chow, Commute based out of St. Louis. And we haven't booked yet. There's been some Southwest sales, but we are eyeing Hawaii in May. So we're excited. Chris, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Yeah. And I think I shared the news in December at our little holiday gathering that some friends of mine and a 3-family trip to Mexico. So we're going to do the Riviera Maya over spring break in late March with all the kids. So it's 13 people, and we're going to get a big old van and an Airbnb and hit all the spots.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to hit Noah up next.
I've been so filled with my move. So I haven't shared with everyone on the call. I'm trying to move my wife, 3 kids, 2 dogs, a turtle, and a rabbit from my basement in Michigan to St. Louis. So certainly isn't my next vacation, but it'll be the next time I'm crossing state lines. But if you ask me that question 30 days after my move, I'm sure I'll have a better answer for you. But right now, STL is our next location that we'll be traveling to. But Kevin has filled me in on some of the amazing things St. Louis has to offer. So looking forward to exploring that with the family.
No, you want to pass it on?
Yeah. Tim?
Okay. Next trip is Lisbon at the end, actually February 23rd through the 28th. Good deals on, found a good deal, so time to go. And then my wife and I are going to Cabo San Lucas, actually San Jose del Cabo in Mexico in May.
That's the retired life, folks. That's how you do it. Thank you. Tim, do you want to tag the next person?
How about, let's see, the person from Greater Madison MPO.
Hi, yeah, Zia. Sorry, we share an account, so
No
I
problem.
need to change my name. But yeah, we just booked a cabin here in Wisconsin for like a really kind of fast and light sort of getaway. But definitely looking at some beach options. Hawaii has been one. And then we thought, well, maybe just going to Vegas to get a pool would be nice. So we're keeping a few options on the table. And then I'll take Pete. You didn't go yet, right? Yeah.
No, I haven't gone yet. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces. Pete Costa here at HNTB in Chicago. Yeah, this year we are hoping, well, barring my nearly 2-year-old getting vaccinated, we are looking forward to 2 to 3 weeks in Southern California, and also sunbathing in wonderful Cabo San Lucas as well. So Yeah, and I just yearning for warm weather right now. It's starting to get to me now. We're almost close to February, and that's usually the worst of it all. So I'm just really trying to stay positive and looking forward to a vacation.
I warned you, Pete, about coming back here.
You did for full disclosure. Tim and I have known each other for a very long time, and when I was in San Francisco for over a dozen years, he goes, "Why the hell do you ever want to move back?" Well, yep, I've got egg on my face. You're right, Tim.
I told you.
It's all good though. I'm going to pass the mic over to. Did Amanda? Did you go yet? No, I don't think so.
I did not. Thank you. I'm Amanda Brangwyn with ACT. I know many of you, and it's great to see some faces that I've only had phone calls with. Vacation plans, I've got nothing big planned, but I'm going up to New Hampshire for a ski weekend. Tonight, actually, we're leaving to go a little long weekend at Tash Mountain with some friends. So that'll be nice, but I would love to do like a bigger trip to Europe at some point, hopefully.
Nice. At least you've got something. The clock is ticking. You're heading out soon. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Right after work, we're packing up and driving up. So
You're
it'll be
saying we're
great.
standing in your way from a ski trip. Got it. We'll move fast. Thanks, Amanda.
And I will throw it to Lexi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lexi from the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission. I haven't met with anyone from ACT or any of the other wonderful organizations I'm with in so long. I was finishing my part-time master's program for the past, 2.5 years. So I'm happy to be meeting with you and feel a little less stressed about it. I don't really have any trips planned, which seems wrong. I know I'm trying to plan a trip to DC in the spring. And I have a friend who's travel nursing in San Diego, so I'm hoping to try to visit her in a few months or so. But yeah, I just really miss traveling, and hopefully I can do that soon. So,
Welcome, Lexi. Congrats. And we're
Thank
so
you.
excited for you to join us for the first time. New
Thank
face.
you. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm excited to listen to the conversation today.
Awesome. We love Morpsey and all the good work they do there in Columbus.
Oh, thank
Welcome.
you. I love it too. I've been there for 3.5 years now, and it feels like a blink of an eye, which is crazy.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm gonna pick on Laura, my buddy in Ohio. I don't know if she can unmic though.
I am here. I joined late, so I didn't turn on my video. I don't even know if it's bright enough in the room that I'm in right now. So I'm Laura Henry, Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission in Dayton, Ohio, usually confused with Miami, Florida. We are not. I don't have any trips planned. I think we're all just kind of waiting to see what's gonna happen. Really, we just got over, our entire family got COVID last week, so I'm waiting to see like what the world's gonna do this spring. But I know we love water parks, so we'll be doing water parks as much as we can. We went to Kentucky Kingdom last year, and it has a great water park, so probably do that again. So, anything else did I miss for the introductions? What else were we supposed
No,
to say?
that's it. Thank you. Welcome. And glad to hear it sounds like your family's recovering. Thanks for being with us.
Yes, we were very lucky. Thank you, vaccine.
I think we're swinging over to Michelle next.
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So I am at a conference right now, and it's kind of a weird setup. So I'm Michelle. Hi to the new folks that I don't know yet. And I am leaving for Arizona in 2 weeks. I'm going down to see my folks and spend a week down there. So I'm looking forward to that. That's all I got.
Thanks, Michelle.
That's where I'm going. That's what I'm doing.
And welcome, Lisa. Glad you made it. And it's just a very brief hello. And we're picking vacation since we know it's pretty cold in the Midwest, so we can all feel a little bit inspired right now. So where's your next vacation spot?
Is this for me?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay, so we bought a condo in Florida this year in Melbourne Beach. And we live in Michigan, and today is about 19 degrees. It's like freezing, and yesterday was only 12, so it's really, really cold. And so my husband and I decided to fly down last minute. So we bought tickets for Valentine's Day weekend. And so we're going to Melbourne Beach on February 10th to the 14th.
That is a
Stay at our
nice
new condo.
Valentine's Day treat. I love it. Thanks, everyone. I've got a ton of ideas on my end too. Thanks for doing that. And at least we have some plans to escape the cold, it sounds like.
Yes.
Few weeks and months here. Thanks, everyone. With that, let me turn it over to Chris. Chris, if you want to hit this at a high level, probably don't need to go through the whole work plan, but let's just focus on the first quarter, first couple months of what we got going on.
You got it. And so thanks to everybody. I'm glad to see everybody here. And some of you were on our call late last year in December when we had on our funky sweaters. So you got to hear a little bit of a recap of our work plan. I'm just going to focus, like Kevin said, on the first quarter, but wanted to recap too what our big plans were for the year, what our aspirations were. And one of those things is to recruit new membership. And that's always a goal, but this year, because we are hosting the international conference in the Midwest this year, we think we can hit a higher target. So we set a big goal for ourselves of recruiting or growing our membership by 25%. We have around 100 right now. So we want to add 25 members this year, and we need our chapter members to help us do that. We want to make sure that we have chapter participation in every ACT national event. The next one that's coming up, Noah's going to tell you about in a little bit. That's in Pittsburgh. We want to make sure we're providing opportunities to spotlight you, our members, to share knowledge and promote peer-to-peer interaction. So some of what we want to do in the first quarter is encourage everybody to propose a webinar for our group or something we can share with ACT National. We have some funds available if you want to get out and host. I know it's difficult when we say get out, not only because of the weather, but because we still don't know what's safe and what's not safe necessarily. But we have money to host coffee with colleagues, after work networking stuff. Anything you think might be relevant to the ACT network or to promoting ACT within your network locally, let us know. We have some money, we can help you do that. We also want to make sure that we're supporting ACT national priorities, and one of those is public policy this year, and Kevin's going to provide an update on that in a little bit. We want to grow leadership within our chapter, and our goal this year, as with every year, is to win the Chapter of the Year award. That's handed out at the international conference. So we've got a lot of work to do, starting in quarter one, with really getting some activities going amongst our chapter members. So reach out to us if you have an idea, and we will find a way to support it.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. All of that culminates in winning the Chapter of the Year award. And that's really our big rock that we're going to move this year. But we definitely can't do it without all of your support, your ideas, your thoughts. So feel free, please reach out to any of us. And we look forward to achieving many of the tasks and goals through this first quarter, and then obviously keeping you all involved as we travel through the rest of the year. What I want to do next is talk about our chair positions. Chris just mentioned public policy, but before I move over to public policy, just to get everyone up to speed, we're so thankful and lucky to have Michelle now as our marketing chair, and Lourdes, she's not on today, but our membership chair. Prior to this year, it really, we always joke that it was a small but very mighty Midwest chapter, but it really was just the 3 or 4 of us helping lead the way. And one of the things we knew we needed over the last couple of years is we just need a couple of folks who have a little bit of expertise, have a little bit of time and resource in the hand, and step in and really help us focus on a couple of those areas. So the first one, we definitely knew we need a membership chair on 2 fronts. The first one is very practical. We need someone to help us formulate a plan to proactively engage with prospective members. And then the second one, we also want to make sure we're retaining our members. And so prior, we just divided and conquered. Noah, you got a list of people. Kevin, Chris, can you reach out to them? Can you really engage their appetite for renewing with ACT? Are we bringing value to them? And speaking on behalf of Lourdes, coming in gosh, just a few weeks into the role, she's really keeping us organized. Not only do we have our list of all members, have a nice color code of who's near terming, who's about to term, and who has termed, and then she's building out some communication templates to really allow us to talk to these folks proactively versus reactive. All in all, we do a pretty good job retaining our memberships. And so when we talk about growth, we definitely need to recruit, but we also want to make sure that we are given the opportunity for people to say, yeah, I definitely want to stay on. So in a nutshell, that's what Lourdes has really been working on is formulating a game plan to keep us proactive on the membership front. The second piece, which will probably fall in line in a few months, is just having her work a little bit more on member surveying. Yes, we get a lot of surveys from ACT National. We do some occasional surveys, but we have 100+ members over 13 states plus one other country, and we just don't know what's important to all of our members. So one other project that she's going to take on is just figure out how to put together a quick survey that will allow us to really capture information from you all plus the rest of our members on priorities. So that way we can go back and say, okay, these are truly their priorities for the year, and we want to make sure we plan around that. So with that, I'd love to turn it over to Michelle next, because she is our marketing chair. We were able to recruit her at last year's Orlando International Conference. And I'll have Michelle just speak very high level on some of the things she's starting to put into conversation with us. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, so we are doing a couple of things. What I'd like to really, I'm kind of breaking it into two pieces. Okay, so we've got the internal communication, which is where we're going to be working on the quarterly newsletter. We're going to update the website, the Midwest chapter page, and really make that a place where we can start to share some of our resources. Just getting started on that. And the other part of it is the external communication. Internally, we all know what ACT is, and we know it's great, and we know what TDM is, and we're here for each other. But in order for us to reach out to our communities, to our to potential members, all of that, we feel like we'd like to have some sort of a public facing presence. And so we're not looking to go crazy with a whole bunch of social media feeds, but initially we're looking to set up a profile on LinkedIn to really get us started, and have all of our members start to be sharing out information, just so we can kind of create that awareness, because nobody really knows, I shouldn't say nobody, but just to help create that awareness of TDM, of the things that we're facing in our industry, create that general awareness. So I could go on. I'm not going to. I'm just going to quiet down. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll just share information with you. First newsletter we're going to have will be in February, and we'll have some more information at that point.
Perfect.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Can I, if you don't mind? Well, actually, two things. One's a comment. With Lourdes or Lords? I'm sorry. What's her name? Oh,
Lourdes.
you're on mute.
Lourdes Becerra.
Lourdes. Okay. So I have access to Zoom info names through our company, and we have an excess of names. So I would be able to help her with a membership, a targeted membership recruitment list for an email. So if you don't mind letting her know that, and then I'd be happy to work with her on, the target choices and what would be the best fit, or maybe there are different industry segments, which I know there are for our type of work. So we'd have to, look at that, and I have availability names, and I would be happy to donate those to the chapter. And secondly, for Michelle, the LinkedIn page that you're planning on building, I was wondering if you were building that as an affiliate page next to the international one, because you can link those pages. Is it as an affiliate underneath the ACT International LinkedIn page?
I am assuming so. I haven't, I know that there's a couple of chapters that do have LinkedIn pages already. I'm not sure how they, it seems like there's an affiliate to it, but I'm not positive. I need to work with probably, I don't know, Amanda, is that you, or would that be Elizabeth, or?
Yeah, I manage
need-
our, oh, sorry.
No, I
You're still
know
going.
I know I need to get a hold of you to be able to get into constant contact for that newsletter. So,
Oh yeah, all things communications, that's me.
okay.
So yeah, some chapters do have LinkedIn accounts. I think we would want to go the affiliate page route because sometimes we have these old social media accounts that chapters created, and as leadership changed, the login information was just lost and we have no way of getting into them. I don't know much about LinkedIn affiliate pages, but I'll definitely look into it because I think that would be a great idea. And our LinkedIn account out of all of our social media accounts gets the most interaction versus like Facebook or Twitter. So I think that's definitely a great way to go. And you can communicate with members more frequently than with just emails. So I love it.
I do have an information on the affiliate page. I have built them
Okay.
before.
Mhm.
An affiliate page, we would have to start, I mean, it would be affiliated with the other page. So on the ACT page on the side, on the right-hand side, it would have, Midwest chapter. And then when you're on the Midwest chapter, you click on that and you go, there's our whole page. It would have on the right-hand side, you can get back to ACT International. But
Nice.
one thing is that the membership is separate. So we would have to build from scratch, even if there are Michigan members or Midwest members, let's say in the international, we would have to sort of recruit them to also like our page.
Right.
So
Sure.
they
Okay.
aren't, they won't automatically come over. So just to let you know that.
Sure. That's good information. We're just, with my work, we're just kind of tiptoeing into LinkedIn for a work page too. So that's helpful to have that kind of insight.
It's actually kind of fun to watch it build that way though.
Yeah.
Because I had to build 4 affiliate pages on our new parent company because we were purchased at my last company. And it was kind of fun to watch each page build, and then you have to do targeted marketing for, each group or whatever. And in that case, they were different demographics. So, totally different marketing per each group. So actually it's cool. It's fun.
And that would be a place where we would be trying to share out information. If there's an event that is open to non-members, we are really going to continue to use and just use the Connect, the Connect network, the chapters. Everybody's there, everybody sends questions and there's conversations, and that's a good place for that internal communication. But when we want to talk about getting, kind of trying to build some more public awareness, that's where we would have to build I feel like we would build our LinkedIn presence. And then as members, as we build out that membership on our LinkedIn page, we're sharing those things out onto our own pages and with our connections.
Yes.
So it's not going to all happen by April, but hopefully we have a good solid start at it. So
Well, I'd be happy to help. I do have experience in this area, so really feel free to contact me at any time.
I will take you up on that.
You see some
And-
big smiles from me too, Lisa, because I've got you down on the membership side and definitely on marketing. Thank you.
You're
let me
welcome.
jump-
And that's all no problem.
Let
Awesome.
me jump
Thank
in
you,
real
Lisa.
quick too, Kevin, before you go to the next topic. So
Yeah.
Lourdes and I had a Zoom chat after the December meeting because I said, "Are you in Chicago?" And she said, "Yes." We talked about membership, and I said, "I'll tell you." We went through the list, and I said, "I'll tell you in the Chicago area, since I'm now like the oldest member in age and in tenure, who used to be members, who might be potential members, who dropped for budget reasons and all of that type of thing." So I've given her that information.
Well, good.
Thank you, Tim. And that's really the strength that we have Michelle and Lourdes chairing the position, but they definitely going to reach out to you all, tremendous resources to be able to share that information, share your experience to really help us build on that. So my last point on chair positions, I won't get too far into detail, but I guess to round out the board and the leadership team really is an opportunity to fill a public policy chair. Definitely a big ask given our geography and the number of chapters that we have. We're going to start small, just I think the idea is over the next couple of months, we'll actively recruit for someone in this role that is generally knowledgeable about what's happening, obviously on the national front, but potentially be able to lend a helping hand for many of our members who represent Wisconsin, Missouri, Ohio. So that really is what our goal right now, to kind of round out the chair positions, is public policy. So more to come there, but we're very excited to have a couple chair positions now stepping in to help lead the chapter.
And
with-
I'm just gonna say, Kevin, I'm looking at some people on this call who work for MPOs who might know a thing or two about policy. Just some ideas as potential volunteers for that position.
I see what you're doing, Chris. I like it. Very assertive. All right. I am going to move this topic. I'm sure Amanda will cover during her portion. No, I'm going to kick it over to you to talk a little bit about the future of Commute Summit. Maybe not in full detail about the actual event, but what we're announcing to help support one of our members to attend. So I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, as we mentioned, that's coming up. The dates for that are April 26th through the 27th in Pittsburgh. Just as a high level, they're going to already have 2 programs set up to discuss. One's Pittsburgh related. The other one is the future of mobility in post-COVID. So a couple of good interactive sessions. The ACT member early bird subscription or to attend is $175. And as a chapter, we have decided to sponsor one of our members for that registration fee. So that's the great news. With that being said, we're going to have more information for that come out in the newsletter in February so that all the members can get that information outside of just the folks on the call today. So we're definitely encouraging attendance for anyone that is comfortable traveling and is able to do so. And I'll kind of fall back on Amanda a little bit on this, but when going through the website, it looked like vaccination may be mandatory for that event.
Yes. Yeah, we'll be requiring proof of vaccination unless I think we have medical or religious exemption.
Got it. So wanted to touch on that for any folks on the call, or we'll also put in the newsletter. There is 15 credits towards the TDMCP recertification as well with attending that. As well as the Renaissance Pittsburgh Hotel has a block rate of 189 for anyone that's willing to stay as well. So just a couple of other things. Chris, it looks like, is that the link, Chris, to the TDM page on ACT that you popped in there?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. I also had it keyed up. So, just in general, we're excited to announce that, and we'll be supporting a registration fee for one of our members. More to come in the newsletter, and then just a couple specifics on it.
Are you accepting speakers for that?
That is a great question. I know Casey and David are working to fully finalize the agenda. So you should definitely reach out to them regarding I'm not sure what is half confirmed, totally open, things like that. What's on the website has been totally confirmed. So I'm not sure if they're people they're working on or if they are kind of open to, free suggestions.
Sure. I'll email them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Noel. That's a perfect segue, Amanda. If you don't mind, I'd love to turn it over to you. We've got a lot of cool things happening, including the most recent trip down to Orlando for Impact attendees. So I'll kick it over to you for a few ACT National updates. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will start with future of commuting, just because the big news today is that registration is now open. And we do have, program details, hotel information, and everything. And I saw that somebody did share that in the chat, the link to all those pages, which is excellent. Let me see. We will have a vaccination requirement, and we'll have an online kind of format to upload proof of vaccination in the coming months. We'll provide testing on site. We have health and safety measures that will be available on site too, and we have more details on the website as well. Let me see here. I had a list of things. We've got a lot of updates. It was a very busy week. So earlier this week, we just finished our Impact Leadership Retreat in Orlando. It was the first one since 2020. We squeezed one in right before the pandemic, and then unfortunately we had to miss last year. So 13 ACT members visited Orlando. They got together, they did some leadership training, they formed groups, and part of the Impact program is that they will work on group projects for the next, I believe, 8 months. And they presented their ideas to the board of directors who are also meeting. And then they'll do so again once the projects are wrapped up. And the projects can range from, they have some ranging from kind of TDM 101 education to kind of gathering an ACT archive. And we had an article go out in this morning's Connections newsletter, which lists out all the group projects. Unfortunately, I don't remember them off the top of my head. But you can find those on our website, and we'll definitely have more information as they progress. Let me see. The board of directors also had a meeting in Orlando, and there were a few big decisions they made. We have a new council. So a group of members got together last year and decided to form the Technology and Innovation Council, which you can now select in your ACT profile if you want to join it. They have a web page up. Leadership has been chosen. They've established a charter, which you can find online.
We have a leader here on our call.
Yes,
Right. Yes.
I'm a vice chair.
Excellent. Lisa, I don't
Congratulations.
know if you want to give more information.
Well, it's the education and sharing of information from members on the newest technology for mobility and TDM topics. I guess it can be any type of technology and innovation topic. And it's going to be non-biased. So we have a lot of technology companies in this organization. So it's not going to be slanted towards any way. It's not going to be commercial. It's meant to be information gathering, helpful, engaging, interactive, and hopefully open to that everyone would be comfortable and open to contact any of us for questions on new technology issues. I guess that's the best way I can describe it.
I love
great.
it. I think it's perfect. Let me see. And so if anyone here is interested in joining the council, you can do that in your ACT profile. It's when you log into your profile, there's a chapter and council information tab, which has your drop down of all the councils you can select. You can select one council, you can select all of them. It's up to you how many you want to be a part of. And speaking of councils, another change is the University Council has decided to change its name to the Higher Education Council to be more inclusive, since it's not just universities that deal with, campus TDM. So that change has been made. They have a new charter as well, which is up on their page. And let me see if I have other updates. And I think last but not least, two more things. So we mentioned a little bit TDMCP. So the window for the exams, the first exams for 2022 is opening up on February 14th and is running through, I believe it's March 13th. And to apply and be eligible for that window, you just need to get your application in by March 10th. And we do have another exam window planned for later this year in the fall, I think around September. And then lastly, just international conference in Chicago. Registration will open soon. We delayed it a little bit just because the Future of Commuting Summit registration also got delayed a little bit. So we're expecting, next couple of weeks, probably mid-February.
Amanda, thank you so much. Lots of
Yeah.
great things happening. So excited to hear all the impactees coming down there to Orlando again and relaunching that program. Looking forward to some of the projects they're taking on this year. And Lisa, we're so excited that you are helping lead the new Technology and Innovation Council. That is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
I
be
definitely
cool.
want to call out what Chris said. TDMCP, of course, we want to get more of our Midwest members certified. So talk to us, let us know. That's really how we plan our budget for the year, is keeping an opportunity open for us to help support our members, especially if it's a financial opportunity to take on the exam.
Can you tell me just like a maybe 1-minute description of what that is?
Chris, I'm gonna have you, since you are our certified TDM professional.
Lisa, that's what you're asking, what the TDM CP exam is? So,
Or what the whole program is? What is that?
So probably almost 2 years ago, ACT created a TDM certified professional. It's an accreditation program. There's a TDM CP board of trustees that reviewed all of the content that would go into an exam, and as well as a continuing education protocol. So everybody who takes the exam and passes then has to follow through on a 2-year cycle, a range of continuing education requirements. So it's similar to a lot of other certifications like an AICP. That's the one that I'm most familiar with. It's certainly something you need to study for, and there is a great study group coordinated by a number of ACT members if you're interested in doing it. And to Amanda's point, the next exam period is coming up starting next month.
But it's for transportation managers?
Transportation demand management. So anybody in our field, in the TDM field, who wants to brush up on their knowledge and then have something that says I'm a credentialed expert in my field. And I did find that I learned, I refreshed, and I don't know that I've gotten new work putting the TDM-CP suffix on my name, but I do feel more confident in my abilities as a TDM professional, having gone through the program.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Chris. Lexi, excited to hear that you are looking into it. And one of my personal, I guess, / work goals is to get certified too. Probably not in this upcoming session, but in the fall timeframe. All right, thanks again, Amanda. Yeah.
I guess so my next plans for professional development is to get AICP in the spring, but that takes a lot of studying, a lot. So is this certification like that much of study time? Do you guys know who have taken it, Chris?
I'm gonna guess. Pete, are you AICP?
You bet.
Yeah. So have you looked at the TDM-CP?
Not in a while.
Okay, I'm guessing AICP was a bit more intense, but that's a guess because I'm not a certified planner.
I took the test. I just did not study as much as I should have. So just so I can get an idea of the preparation.
Yeah, Lexi, you're welcome to reach out if you want to talk through a little bit more how involved it is. I wouldn't do both at the same time though.
Oh yeah.
Definitely do not do that.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. I might send you an email.
Okay.
Sometime.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Lexi. Well, that actually brings me perfect segue from Amanda's into just a quick update to the team on what's happening with Chicago planning. In fact, many of the members on the call today are participating on the conference committee. So things are moving along well. I would say, based on my experience last year planning for Orlando, things will definitely start to pick up quite a bit February and moving forward. Lexi, probably good information for you. Lisa, I'm not sure if you looked into this. I highly encourage at some point to get involved with conference planning.
I want to be in the conference planning.
Yeah, it's fun. It's an opportunity to obviously, contribute, but at the very end, see how it, comes together at the conference. It's no small feat, but it's so rewarding. Things to know: we work on the keynote as a group. Then we break into some subcommittees. Chris helps lead with program. We've got the sponsorship committee, and through today, we've already got close to $100,000 in sponsors for the conference, which is amazing. We've got the host committee, the Midwest. So tons of great ideas out there from Pete, from Jane, working on professional tours like bike share, even personal tours, maybe a game at the White Sox. There's just a lot we can do as the host chapter. And then as we move closer after programming, we start to get into the awards process, which is one of the big features of the program, and Noah's going to help lead that way. And then strategic partnerships. And I will say, I mean, we have a lot of opportunities with partners there in Chicago. And one thing we talk about often is just a opportunity for us as a chapter to better engage with different organizations there in Chicagoland. So very excited. Things are moving along well. Only thing for you all to think about, no answers today, but this is where we will host our annual meeting in person. Knock on wood, all goes smoothly from now until August from a travel standpoint. And then ideas we'd love is, our chapter social, whether it's a dinner, maybe it's a White Sox game. Pete, you had my attention the other day, heading out down to South City for a White Sox game. There's a lot of cool things we can do this year as we get together for Chicago. So more to come there. And finally, a couple announcements I'd like to make, or acknowledgements. One, Laura, I know you're not on camera, but we're so proud of you getting the 40 under 40 this year. Thank you for representing us so well.
Thank
Laura
you.
was one of 3 Midwest members with the 40 under 40 recognition.
Thanks. It was very exciting.
So happy. We'll celebrate you in person if you can make it to Chicago, because I know we watched the video when that was coming out.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the Chicago and the Pittsburgh and seeing if we can all travel. So hopefully I can.
Fingers crossed.
The conferences are great.
Love it. And then my last one, I am going, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. I think you all saw in the newsletter today the passing of Jarvis Keys. Tim, I might lean on you a little bit here. I had a chance to meet and work with Jarvis just briefly as I was coming on and becoming more active with the Midwest chapter. This is several years ago. And in New Orleans, I remember meeting him, chatting with him. He was so active. He's been part of ACT for a long time. And as I was coming in, he was starting to fade out a little bit when it comes to his participation, because he's been pushing this chapter for so long. So Tim, if you don't mind, you know him so well. If you sharing him.
I read it a little while ago and I was shocked. So probably the last, we know each other for many years as Midwest ACT members. Good guy. Probably the last time I talked to him was in Anaheim a few years ago. And I said to him, am I the longest tenure member, or have you, it's like it was between the two of us. Well, and it was like I think he had a few more years, but we were close. Real good guy. It was a big loss. I was very sorry to hear that. If those of you who didn't know him, you're really, really, really good guy. He was also a chapter, I forget if he was president or vice president, as I was vice president like 20 years ago. So we both followed each other a long way there. Kevin, can I also jump in about Chicago?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Okay.
open forum now, team.
So Lourdes and I also talked about that in the conference. And I suggest, and Pete, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm here, Tim.
Okay, good. So UIC, Ed Burry, who's the PR person at the Transportation Center, who's a good friend of mine, said they are willing to get involved also with the conference. He said they would be willing. He brought up, because we were talking about what would be good tours. He said they'd be willing to do a campus tour. And I said, there's a market for that. I said, I've been on campus tours at previous ACT meetings. I told Lourdes, I said, I don't want to be staffing a desk someplace, but I said, I'd be willing to do a tour. I could do an old park tour. I could do Frank Lloyd Wright, a walking tour of that area. I grew up near there, so I know what's where. So I told her I would work through her. I said, you reach out to me on ideas for things and that, and anybody else well on the call, for these kind of things. But UIC, Ed did mention to me they are willing to do something as well too. And he brought up the idea of a campus tour. I mentioned that because you're a UIC grad.
Yeah, no, that's great. So Kevin, Chris, let's make sure we jot that down. We just actually just spoke about events and what kind of, fun outdoor things we can do. I mean, it's going to be a really exciting time here in Chicago, late July. We're kind of sandwiched in between two major music festivals, and there's going to be a lot going on. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a great idea. So yeah, Chris, Kevin, let's make sure that we get in touch with Ed. Do you have his email, Tim? Can you send?
I'll send
Can
it.
you connect Ed with Chris and Kevin, and so we can kind of just start that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, connect us, and then Jane, she's chairing the host committee, and her, along with many of us, are part of that host subcommittee, and we'll take any and all ideas and connections, Tim.
Okay. And as I told,
sorry.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, something about Chicago, and I don't know what it was, but I went there once to, I think it was a White Sox game, but it was on the rooftop over.
Cubs game.
You weren't actually in the thing, but you were on this rooftop of some building that you could still see everything.
Yeah, that's the Cubs, not the White Sox.
They're out of town. Many of us have looked. They're out of town.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
But
well, the White Sox are a better team anyways, so
I enjoy going down to see the White Sox.
Got it. It's okay. Sorry.
No, thank you.
That's okay.
Big for that.
Another thing I'll throw out real quick, and I want to, is that if the water taxi is running, I used to do business with them in the MPC days. That picks up right behind the Wrigley building, which is right near the Marriott, a short walk to the Marriott Hotel, which would be another. It's like the cheap way to see the same thing you pay a lot of money on the Wendella boat tour. And, it also could be a good combo tour with, you go there and then you go either to the Willis Tower. And I have a contact there, somebody who used to work for me manages the Willis Tower Skydeck. And, or to Greektown, or combine it with UIC. So feel free to hit me for ideas.
Tim, I'm guessing you probably have one of those portable mics and amplifiers that you clip onto your belt. So you can give
I
tours.
don't actually, but I've told Chris that I give a good tour. I play tour guide a lot of times.
I bet you do. And I think the Frank Lloyd Wright one sounds awesome. I'm actually reading a book right now with my daughter, and the Roby House is a big piece of it.
Yeah, and actually that one, Roby House, is in by University of Chicago, which is another area you could do. But if Oak Park is a 15-minute metro ride, I would not recommend taking the L there, but it's a 15-minute metro ride, and all of that stuff is within a few blocks. Hemingway's house is there. I mean, that's another one. I was just there through that area this week. I had breakfast with a friend in Oak Park. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could see in a short distance that I think would be of interest to members.
Tim, send it our way. We'll connect them with Jane, and they're taking all ideas and chasing them down. So it's going to be fun.
What I'll do then, I'll put Pete, Kevin, Chris, I'll put the three of you, I'll email Ed and mention that we talked, because he and I met for drinks in December, and he brought this up, and he said, yeah, we want to be involved. So I'm like, hey, we'll take it.
Include Ed on the email. Say, hey, just had a great conversation with Act Midwest, and let's get the ball rolling. In addition to that, I know that my house needs painting, so if you guys want to do a team building exercise in Lincoln Park, and we could do that too. So just throwing that one out there. I'll talk to Jane about it. We'll get it on the list.
Yeah, talk to Jane. That sounds like a good Midwest chapter social. Are you supplying some beverages?
Pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There'll be live music, beer, maybe a little babysitting would be nice too. So just throwing it all out there.
Awesome.
Great
Welcome,
restaurants
everybody.
in Chicago, though, guys. We should maybe do something fun with a restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And there are good places close to the hotel that are not, the tourist.
Right.
There's places off the tourist belt that you get a more authentic experience. You'll see it like a native.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just juggling between Lollapalooza Music Festival, and then there's like the big backyard barbecue festival, which is like, I think, country festival. It'll be really good to offer up the tourist places, because those are gonna be the first places sought after.
We'll go.
So
So
Kristen,
those festivals are both happening during ACT?
We're sandwiched in between.
We're sandwiched in between.
We're brushed up right against Lollapalooza, so that should be
That's kind of exciting for me because I'll go to both.
I mean, that the whole yeah, downtown and all the neighborhoods really, frankly, I mean, they're going to just be alive. I mean, there's
Wow, that's
you
awesome.
you can't beat summertime in Chicago. There you go, Tim. That's why I moved back, right?
That's
Summertime in
true.
Chicago.
No, that's true. Spring
Take
and
that
fall
egg
is
off your
fine.
face.
We
Pete.
came full
Thanks.
circle. Good
Yeah,
deal.
spring to
I'll call
fall
up my
is
realtor.
Chris, did you have anything on your end before we close out the meeting?
I was just looking for a show of hands to say who's actively trying to go. I know there's still restrictions to work through, but I know
I'm
at
going
least-
for sure.
Awesome.
I'm going for sure. I
Tim,
should
you're
have
gonna be
mentioned that
there.
on my vacation piece at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'll be hitting Pittsburgh and Chicago and Atlanta.
I'll
I'll
be
be
to
going.
Pittsburgh and Chicago.
Excellent.
I'll be going the day of the social, whenever, whatever we do. And I'll mention also, so Howard Goodman, who's the new TMALA Cook Director, he said, I'll go the day you go, Tim. So,
Got 2 attendees then that day.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us today. Great conversation. Tons of good things happening in a chapter as well as nationally. And we look forward to getting that newsletter out next month. A lot of good information, including the scholarship for Pittsburgh. Hopefully we see some of you in Pittsburgh, assuming I get to go, but see you in Pittsburgh before Chicago. And again, please send any and all ideas to any of us really as we help plan out the rest of the year for the Midwest. Thank you.
Can I help with marketing for the conference? How do I do that? Like, how do I sign
got
myself
you.
up?
I got Lisa, your name in many, many different areas in my notes today. So
Okay,
thanks, Lisa.
you're welcome.
Bye, everyone.
See-
Good
see
seeing
you all.
everybody.
Bye, Pete. Thanks,
Bye.
Amanda.
Bye.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Bye, Larry.
Bye.